Welcome everyone to today's webinar, where we focus on presenting various ways of efficient interaction with your respondents from the safety of your own home. What will we talk about today? We will touch upon a few key aspects: setting up a virtual-based, home-based call center, productivity for various roles in the organization, multiple ways of interacting with your respondents, using visuals to attract, engage, and also retain your respondents as panel members, and using a new CATI web tool to increase the quality of your telephonic research. Who is speaking to you today? My name is Małgorzata. I'm here at Nebu, head of marketing for a little bit over 4 years. I'm a huge fan of our tools, and I will guide you to that webinar. And we have our special guest, Tamas Andrasi from Data Expert, a long-term technology and professional services partner of Nebu. Tamas, welcome. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Hello. Thanks for inviting me. I am Tamas, as Małgorzata mentioned before. I am leading the research operation department, and I've been working with Data Expert for 2 years. You know, the innovation and the discovering processes are important to me. So that's why I'm here today with Małgorzata, for you to show you something special in Nebu that we developed the Data Expert. So I'm sure you will enjoy it, and Małgorzata will be super today as well. So we can start.
Okay, let's start with virtual home-based call center. For some who do not know Nebu that well, I want to mention that we are a privately held company with more than 25 years of experience with providing software solutions for the marketing research industry. Nebu solutions are created to accommodate remote working. And even though we, as clients, we have a lot of companies of different sizes, in its origins, our aim was to support the creation of a virtual call center for clients working internationally. This means that even now in the COVID-19 times, our solution will provide you a smooth workflow and business continuity of a call center with your employees working remotely from the safety of their own house. An example of a client that works on a global scale is GDCC. I invite you, if you're curious to read more about conducting global CATI operations, to go to our blog and find there are 2 parts of this interview. It's quite long, but very interesting. Sane Krom is a managing partner of GDCC, and he's talking about a lot of challenges and how they use Nebu for that. And just to give you a scale, this is a map of call centers of GDCC. As you can see, they're spread all over the world on several continents, and it's really successful. How they work with Nebu for over 20 years now. And here I would also like to mention that we actually provide hosting not only from Europe, but we also have and support data centers in the APAC region and in the US. In principle, it makes no difference whether we set up a workstation for an interviewer sitting in a call center or at home. And this is also a case for everyone who has Nebu system on premise. All tools are entirely web-based and are fully covering the needs of various roles in the organization. So employees from CATI interviewers and supervisors through scripters, data processing and quality control teams, everyone can work from home in full capacity. Our roots go deep into multi-mode data collection, as I mentioned before, yet over last several years, the offering grew, expanding to data management and processing, panel management, reporting, and all sorts of visualizing insight capabilities. Today, we can support you with the entire market research process flow from collect, manage to utilize all your data within one secure suite of tools. And I'm mentioning the secure to stress that we have taken all the necessary measures to ensure your data is well protected, and we are very happy to have our ISO certification to prove it. Let's move towards productivity for various roles in the organization. Starting with the dialer side of things, easy setup, no initial investment, and pay-as-you-go pricing module are key keywords, especially now in the COVID-19 times, where you have to be flexible about what you can do and respond to what's happening within the market. Multi-carrier dialing solution. Our dialer is cycle-based, and well, in the modern VoIP world, it's becoming more challenging for the market research industry to operate. The carriers have more strict rules. Phone numbers are being locked or marked as spam more often. And to help you overcome those challenges faster, to ensure high connection rates and, well, due to that higher agent productivity, we present you with a multi-carrier dialer that automatically switches the path to offer the most time and cost efficient experience. With the dialer, you get also access to multiple dialing modes, from predictive, preview to progressive, and depending on the nature of your project, you get significantly increased time talk. The remote fieldwork side of things. So it's really important to mention that the core data collection tool, Nebu Interviewer, supports all of the interviewing modes, CATI, online, mobile, copy, of course, data entry, and all sorts of hybrid modes. And all of these modes of data collection are available via single user interface, a single scripting environment, collecting data to a single database, independent of the mode you use for data collection. And that aspect offers significant efficiency gains in the productivity area for scripters, for interviewers, and for your data team. Nebu Interviewer supports also multilingual projects. The tool currently provides a questionnaire for 33 languages, with a possibility to be extended based on specific requests. It also supports specific character sets like Chinese or Arabic. International projects can be managed centrally or also, of course, locally. And interviewing call times are automatically done in the respondent's time zone. Especially in the time of this more remote working right now we're all experiencing, one of the most desired functionalities is access to various out-of-the-box productivity reports. They are available to managers at any time. The tool is collecting detailed information about the total performance of a questionnaire, about daily productivity, and particular interviewer productivity. These reports summarize information on time spent working, and that includes the actual talk time, as well as taking pauses, but also a number of tries, completes, refusals, screen outs, and a few other out-of-the-box calculations. And here I would like to also mention about the planning module. It is an add-on, something extra on top of the data collection tool. It offers interviewers an easy way to remotely, at any device at any time, set and manage their work availability preferences. That means for supervisors, that means that they don't have to track all the emails, all the messages, and they don't have to log those preferences anyway. The module allows managers to assign interviewers to appropriate shifts, projects, and even specific types of tasks related to a project, like cleaning, coding, copying, data entry, or interviewing. Those can be set also prior to the start of fieldwork, or when the fieldwork is already happening. Interviewers see, when they log into their workstation, they see right away which projects they have been assigned to, what kind of tasks they are supposed to do. And this is done without even contacting a supervisor, which right now could be even challenging to get in touch with anyone just at any time. And let's move to quality assurance and support side of things. So I've mentioned already time zone calling rules. Of course, very important, especially right now, is that you can have easy way as an interviewer, you have a really easy way to set up a fixed or floating appointment. So whenever you're on a call with someone and something happens, we are all at home, I don't know, a child starts to cry and a respondent, even though wants to complete, it's impossible right now. You can right away set up a specific time and date or keep it as a very flexible appointment that the system will remind you to call them. One of the most attractive features, especially now when interviewers are working remotely, is the ability to connect to their screen. Of course, it's done with the consent. An interviewer gives that consent while logging to the workstation. It is possible to listen into an interviewer for quality control, but also to coach and support an interviewer while they are on a call, to offer tips or guide them even verbally during the interview. Multiple ways of interacting with your respondents. As I mentioned before, the tool supports telephonic research, online questionnaires, and in our case, online means also mobile. You will see that later on. CATI, we have a CATI app. Of course, that's a bit challenging right now to have face-to-face interviewing. Pen and paper and mixed multimodal. Later on, Tamas will present this new CATI web tool, and during that presentation, you will also see how CATI interviewer looks at Nebu. So I will be presenting online questionnaire. And just to mention more mixed mode, we have clients that use Nebu tools to create omni-channel approach to their projects, meaning that they use different ways to invite their respondents through SMS, through web surveys, through phone calls, to different kinds of projects. Or otherwise, you can also work with multi-mode projects, meaning that, for example, an interview starts as a telephonic research, and depending on how a survey is scripted, depending on the scripter, it might switch to online questionnaire in a particular moment, or a scripter can give that flexibility to interviewer to decide when it's needed to allow respondent to follow and complete the questionnaire as an online survey. And I cannot stress that enough. All modes of data collection are available via single user interface in a single scripting environment, collecting data to a single database. That really helps with increasing efficiency. So I will show you right now an online questionnaire. I will show a questionnaire I have created for another webinar, the Collect, Manage, Utilize Flow, Smart Research Flow. It's a part of a bigger demo where we show what Nebu tools are capable of. I would like to invite you to actually watch the webinars, especially if you're triggered about something I will show soon, because we want to keep this one very short. I'm not able to touch upon so many things that are included in the questionnaire as a background processes, but you can watch it later on. Okay, let's go. So what you will see is a questionnaire created for this Smart Research Flow webinar, where the goal was to present automated flow of data among all of our tools, from DAP interviewer data collection through getting people enrolled into panel, coffee panel, using Nebu Data Hub to process data, clean, restructure, and eventually create insights and display them in a Nebu Reporter dashboard. So if you decide to watch the webinar, if you go to webinar page, at the bottom you have an actual recording, and you will also be able to find here links to your dashboard, to the panel, and to the questionnaire that I want to show you. So this questionnaire, it's a multilingual project. We could complete it in Dutch, but let's maybe stick to English so we can all understand. It's a simple brand awareness, coffee brand awareness project. As I mentioned, I don't have time to go really in the details of of what is happening, and there's a lot happening here in the background. But anyway, we are starting with a few questions to determine who we talk to, a little bit of information about our sample. And once again, it could be also initially a telephonic interview that at some point we switch to online and allow people to, for example, fill in that part where we ask about coffee on their own. So I'm just gonna type a few coffee names, like my favorite coffee brand, that is Douwe Egberts, other coffee brands that I drink. I'm presenting this questionnaire mainly to show you how sleek and elegant a questionnaire can look like. And I would like to mention here that this questionnaire, it's a questionnaire I prepared myself. So it's really easy to do that. And I will also present, so questionnaires, this is what I meant when I said the questionnaires are responsive. We use a responsive template for online questionnaires, which means that they will just display perfectly fine on any device. Quite a few different plugins then you can use pretty easily. My favorite is the carousel. It works especially nice when you're on your mobile phone because you don't have to do any scrolling. It's very dynamic, like, you know, question, answer, question, answer. So once again, there's a lot happening in the background. I will only mention about one specific flow, that is the enrollment into a coffee panel portal. So in the background, there is a process that checks if a person is eligible to become a panel member. And to increase the chances, we are asking everyone who fills in the questionnaire if they are willing to become a panel member. And if so, I will type my email that I created for the purpose of this presentation. Okay, and from here, what happens is that the tool, a Nebu interviewer, checks in the background if I indeed am a panel member. So if you want to know what are the conditions, so I decided that it has to be someone who actually marked that they drink Douwe Egberts coffee, and they also said that they will most likely drink it within the next 12 months. So they know the brand, they use it, and they are devoted to the brand. They do intend to stay with us. And if you do the flow by yourself, it might also happen that, for example, you will not be recognized as an eligible panel member. You will receive a different email just thanking you for the involvement so far. And maybe you already are a panel member. Then you will get a reminder just to log in. And the flow is, of course, up to you. What you see here is I set up the landing page after completing a questionnaire to our panel. I will then show the panel when we are logged in. It can be, of course, a multilingual option. Let's go to the email. As you can see, I've just received an email to register in the coffee panel. You can set up the look and feel and all the entire flow, the logic by yourself. The moment I set up a password is a moment that is also a double opt-in. Let me do that. Okay, so not only you actually, not only you allow your respondents, you engage them with nicely looking questionnaires, you might also retain their data and get in touch later on for next studies. I hope I typed it well. Yes. So that's the panel coffee panel view after logging in. Of course, the logic here, the container of that menu is totally up to you. You can engage your respondents even further by offering them different rewards. You can decide on how many points you give for for answering particular question. You can, of course, have profiling questionnaires. As you can see, my email is being pre-filled. It's also a background process. If you use our panel tools, that all the information are already being logged under a particular respondent on that particular account. But I was never asked about my name. So I will just update that information right now. And that also means that I decided that this is worth something. So it's 50 points, which allows me also to show you, for example, how you can redeem your rewards. And I want to present something extra. It's a project. There is also a separate webinar about it. Ecometro, it's like a first technology platform that enables you to adopt trees on behalf of your respondents or panel members. And it's proven for some target groups, like among millennials, it's really popular. So you have specific data for a specific tree, a number, a GPS location, a picture of the tree, information about the farmer planting it, information about the organization that does it for you. And yeah, in some groups, it really creates a nice feeling that you're doing something good for the planet. And not everyone needs just another book on Amazon, which is, of course, completely available as an option as well among the rewards. Okay, let's go back to the flow. Using visuals to attract, engage. I already showed a retaining of respondents. So what you saw before was a questionnaire that I have created. We have prepared 20 ready-to-use look and feel variations of this responsive template to help you really fast create very nice looking questionnaires. But I also want to show you, and some of those are actually prepared already with Data Expert. And I want to show you two questionnaires that the Data Expert prepared for specific clients. And we will not go into many details. I want to show you what is capable, and pretty much the sky's the limit. But to make that kind of questionnaires, you have a little bit more CSS knowledge. It's definitely much beyond what I'm capable of. But then again, we have an amazing partner to help you make it happen. And what you see here, it's actually just the front end on the background of this scripting environment that you as well use for your CATI interviewing. So just to present you what can be done. First of the questionnaires, and the newest one, which is incredibly attractive. It looks like a website, so your language selection is in the corner. You can nicely swipe down to read about the study, and let's go in. From here, you have the information where you are in the questionnaire. It's one of my favorites. Interactive. You can also use chat box as an option to display your questionnaire.
Yeah, at this point, I have to highlight that we are very proud of our developer to provide you this kind of template. It's really nice to see this as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really a huge fan of this one. And of course, signature. So just a few things to show you that the sky is the limit. And from here, we are slowly approaching Tamas and the presentation of CATI Web Tool. It's a new development done together with thanks to Data Expert, implemented in Nebu.
You're welcome, of course.
Yeah, it's really well. I hope you're gonna like it, but pretty much, in my opinion, it brings additional quality aspects to CATI interviewing. And now in these times when it's impossible to physically meet with people and in face-to-face and ask them questions that way, one needs to be more creative. And I do believe that this brings that extra creativeness, creativity to the whole process. Tamas, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thanks for it. Of course, we have developed it because I think we have to work with added value developments at this moment. So please let me share my screen. And yes, so hopefully you see my screen at the moment. Of course, first of all,
I see, but it's, yes, exactly.
From now on. So I start the interview, and of course, first of all, as you can see, this is the CATI Web toolbar. But first of everything, I have to mention that the respondent must receive and open a link to get the interface where almost all visual elements will appear from the questionnaire. So I have to fill it out, just a moment. And as you will see on the right hand side, my email, just send the link. Of course, we already got it within a second. We can just open it in another browser, and you will see on the right hand side. So on the left hand side, you will see in the word demonstration part, the agent side, and on the right hand side, you will see the respondent side. So the first phase was the send a mail to the respondents. Of course, the link will be delivered within a second, as you saw it, and contains a unique respondent ID. As you can see here, this is the same at the end of the link. And it's a unique respondent ID because in the interest of identify the respondent differently. So it's meaning that many interviews can run independently at the same time. We can also send this link by SMS, of course, because development works perfectly on mobile as well. Okay, as you can see here, this toolbar, there is a few options that you can choose. The first one is the refresh the respondent screen. Another one, clear the respondent screen, and I already used the send link screen. And here you can see the respondent screen link. So there are control buttons. And why are the links are there? The reason is absolutely easy, because if the respondent accidentally closes the window because of some technical issue or stuff like that, they can easily just continue filling in the questionnaire with us from the actual point, because we can send it out again with this link and can continue from that point the process. Of course, when programming the questionnaire, we can manage which content we want to share with the respondent with a simply copy and paste process. Everything we show to the respondents depends entirely on the programmer, of course, and the specific customer request. Please note that the respondent side is just a read only, so there is no possibility to click on a different answer than what was already given to the interviewer. But let's see how it works in the. So this is the same screen as you can see, with small differences. So first one is this sentence is just for the agent. So it's kind of agent instruction. There will be no visible right hand side. And as I mentioned before, this is a read only. So if the agent just click yes, this is yes, but you cannot modify this answers. If it's a no, you can see on right hand side it's clicked by a no. The respondent will clearly see in real time on their screen that the interviewer is really recording the same data they are giving on the phone. And I think it's one of the important things that why we developed this tool, because this way we can build greater trust with the respondent. And so we are open an option to them. They will be happy to take a part in our next research. And they will be, I think, confident about what they say and see is really what they get. So as you see, we can go on. And what is the name of the product or a brand? It's a kind of open-ended question that we will show at the moment to the respondent side. So this is also a good thing, because see real time in the enter text, because if it's in a case of a difficult to describe data, such kind of brands or a name, the respondent can correct the interviewer immediately if something wrong. Because this is my name, it's correct. Now you will see right inside, but the respondent can say, okay, it's not Tamás, it's Thomas. It's easy to correct in real time. So next screen. How about a website to the respondent? It's easy, just enter the website address and send it to the respondent page. for example, the data expert site, you can see now. And if we just type in the actual request after I just put the next, and you will see this side on the right and as well. Of course, it's in a frame, please note it. And after, you can get a feedback about the website. If you have, for example, a new website, you can just share with your respondent or your clients, and you can just feedback about it easily. It's nice, of course. So, and yes, we can easily, on the next screen, you will see that we can easily share a kind of video as well, because it's, as Margaret mentioned before, it's easy and it's an important thing for us that we can have not a kind of pictures, just send them out. It's a kind of video as well. So currently these two videos are independent for each other. So it's not started in the same time, but we can also provide a solution for the interviewer to launch the video and the respondent to view the media content we did at the same time. So, as you can see here, the video. And how do you like the video? Of course, we know the answer. Yes. So you can see this is absolutely a different way. So but as I mentioned, we can provide a solution. It's a kind of feature can be built in when the two videos will be starting at the same time. So, and of what's the answer? Of course, we know the answer. This video is of course cool. It's about Nebu, so.
Of course.
So this is another level, as you see now, because now we see on the screen that a grid would look like. Please note that the zoom function is automatically overridden only for the media content. As you can see, you can zoom in and zoom out, of course. And it not does any effect on the grid. The respondent can see what we are typing in, of course. As you see, it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and 1. On right hand side, it's the same, of course. And at this point, I have to emphasize trust and confidence building that what they see is really will be what they get. Of course, it's a complex screen, but you know it's easy to implement a lot of pictures here, a grid, a video, or anything that you want to provide to your respondent. And of course, at the end of the interview, we can easily send our respondent to our website with the help of redirect, or browse further about what research we can do in the future. So this was the CATI web tool in Nebu. Please note that no professional knowledge is required. You don't have to write codes or anything similar. So I'm sure that you will like it, and I think it's a worth a try. Thanks for your attention, guys. And now please let me hand back over to Margaret, because we have a Q&A session and we are curious about your questions.
Thank you, Tamas. It looks really great. Okay. Well, just to summarize the takeaways, I would like you to keep in mind leaving that session is that you can get a full control over your entire research flow. That working from home can be just as working from the office. You have a lot of flexibility in ways of engaging and creating engaging and interactive design, and that you get access to very efficient tools, cost efficient, of course, secure as well. And yes, indeed, let's see if we have what are the questions? Do you can you see your questions? I think mine are somewhere on a different screen. I cannot find them right now. Do you see the box, Tamas, as well?
Yes, I see.
Oh, could you read it?
Yeah,
there was one that I already answered. Oh.
Oh, you see it now? Oh.
Now I can see it. Yeah. Yeah, so I already answered one. Is Arabic one of the supported languages? Definitely, yes, it is. And we have a question when entering emails of responders, when entering emails of respondents, you can essentially collect personal information. Of course, it's an email. How do you handle GDPR compliance of for that?
Yes, it's a kind of difficult question because, you know, it's absolutely based on the hosting processes, you know, as MTP settings based on how can you handle the email sending process. But of course, if you have a panel, how can you do it? There is no any stop point or block point to reach out the mails and provide them. And of course, if you don't want to use a panel, if you want to use a kind of different way, you have a kind of list that you want to use to get the information. I think it's not a problem because if you are in a call, so the agent in a call with the respondent, they can just easily share the email. So, but
They
if
ask of the consent, right? Because I mean, you only know the email then if a respondent is giving you that email. So it's the consent, right? Yeah.
Yes. You can do it easily. So I think the easiest way is how can you do that is that way. But if at the beginning, if you want to call from a database or a kind of panel list, I think it's absolutely a good way, and you can do it with the GDPR things and the restrictions as well. So it's not a problem how you can reach this kind of identification data.
Yeah, we can also take it further one-on-one. That's we can dive deeper, of course. During the interview.
Yes. I think this way you can avoid any inconveniences. So, and I think it's more trust for you can show for the respondent, because not just call them. You can get the answers.
Yeah, we have another question. Could you please give us an idea on your data safety and privacy code? So we can provide you in detailed information, but basically we are an ISO certified company. We have ISO 27001, which is the highest recognized security certification there is. And if we go further into discussion, we will provide you all the information. And the certification itself you can find on our website. I just released, there was a press release about it like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. So in the tab press release, you can see the certification. Yeah, it looks like these are all the questions. Anyone else? If not now, if something comes up later, please don't hesitate to reach out. We are here to help you. You can send an email to info@nebudom.com and or marketing@nebu.com directly to me. I will be happy to connect you with all the relevant people to help you take it further. If you have any additional questions, just let us know. And Tamas, thank you so much for joining me and sharing the tool. I would like to thank Data Expert for all the help so far, all the support. Hopefully you, our attendees, you found it interesting. And hope to see you soon during our next webinar. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for the invitation. I really enjoyed it. And I think it will be a lot of useful things. So we are happy that we could provide it with Nebu as well. And see you in the next webinar. I'm sure about that we will have a next webinar together as well, next or after it. We will see it. And it was absolutely enjoyable, and we were pretty good, I think. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Have a great rest of the day, everyone. And we'll speak to you soon. Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.